I have a few things to share with you today. The first thing will be the update from the numbers. As you know, the first report that they had showed us, or that they presented, was reporting the sales of Alita Battle Angel DVDs, or Blu-rays actually, coming in at around 6.7 billion. That's right there at the top line for the first week. And for for those of us, especially on Twitter, you see the screenshots of Amazon and the top 10 list or the top whatever list, and you also see people sharing pictures of store shelves and the lead DVDs are kind of flying off the shelf. Basically, you know that the movie is selling well. So the numbers coming in kind of low from the website, the numbers doesn't bother you that much. And also, I've heard in the past that the site isn't that reliable, or is not always that reliable anyway. So that's just another reason not to panic over the numbers. And I have seen a few people sort of giving up, and that was I don't know why. And there was no reason to start hanging up the towel. Now I'm not coming at anybody for that. I'm just saying, this is still early in the game, really technically speaking. We still have a lot of time, but the Blu-rays are not selling bad. They're selling okay, and I would actually say that they're selling good, even though the numbers didn't report that yesterday. But we do have a an update here. I'll show you. But first, let me mention these people, since they were the ones who actually contacted the numbers and asked them to adjust what they had showed. So there was Alex, and then there was Foxfire as well, and maybe a few other people who also joined in the conversation. I think that was another thread. And they mentioned that the Blu-rays, well, the numbers that the website was using, or the Blu-ray sales numbers that the website was using, came from Amazon. And I'll show Foxfire's post because he kind of, I think he summed it up pretty well. Amazon had them listed at $19.96, right? And that's not the price of the UK, not the UK, but the 4K and the Steelbook editions. That base 1990, almost $20 basically. That base is what the numbers was using to generate their estimated estimated sales for Alita. So they were using a low number. And the update that they had today, I'll just show you the website here. They did make an adjustment, and also they also included the DVDs in their what do you call it, report or whatever. So rather than 6.7 million, the website now shows 8.5 million for the first week of Alita sales. That's pretty good. I think I actually forgot to see how they compared to other movies' first weekends. Maybe I'll do that later. But for now, let me just say that is that's very good. 8.5 million for the first week of Alita Blu-ray sales is very good. And if you ask me, that's still low. I mean, that's still not accurate. That's what I should say. The movie, wait, first, the website, I don't believe the website is counting digital sales, number one. And number two, these are still estimates that are coming from, yeah, they're just estimates, right? So, yeah, they could go up or down. But I believe, based on the way we've been spending, and based on the trends that I kind of see on Twitter, especially, I think that the movie is actually selling better than 8.5 million. I can say for pretty certain it is selling better than that. So you know, don't get too hung up on that. We're doing good. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share with you was, okay, the first thing, IndieWire listed Alita Battle Angel as a top three contender in its Oscar 2020 Best Visual Effects predictions. That's great, because so far the media has been pretty, not just the media but the award shows have been treating the movie like it just doesn't exist. or like it just isn't as good as we all know it is. And so for IndieWire to report that, or to include Alita, not only include Alita, but put Alita in the top three as a contender for the best visual, in their opinion, of course, for the Oscars best visual effects award. I think that's another thing that shows that there is a change or a shift happening around the movie, in that we're getting over the worst part of the battle. You know what I'm saying? This is what I was trying to convey the other day, is that when I said that we were winning, there is a shift happening. People are seeing the movie, people are loving the movie, and people are starting to recognize the the achievements that the movie should, that should be praised for, especially the visual effects, the performance of Rosa Salazar, the creativity of the movie, the ambition of the movie, the love and the care that went into the movie. These are things that people are going to start seeing and they're going to start talking about, and it's going to get a lot harder to cover them up and to hide them. And all those, in my opinion, all those critics in the past who criticized the movie for stupid reasons, like people saying that Alita was sexualized when she was just uh, uh, a, a regular, typical female, except a cyborg female, which is crazy for somebody to just call her sexualized for just existing. But these people are going to become the minority, and if you ask me, they're going to want to hide their faces pretty soon. They're going to want to pretend like they never said the things that they said. But so just let me just go on into what else IndieWire had to say, and also I want to bring up the fact that IndieWire has in the past been kind of the first to say that Alita wasn't a bomb, or Alita wasn't as bad as people were expecting it to be, and that the I would say the media, I can't think of a better way to put it. The media was wrong about Alita, and the media was wrong about the their expectations for Alita to bomb. So I have to give IndieWire some credit for that. And also, IndieWire was one of the first sites that I saw actually come out and say that the that Disney was kind of becoming too big and too powerful and too influential, and this was going to be detrimental to the film industry. This is something that I've been trying to say as well, and IndieWire was one of the first to say it. I think other websites are starting to come along now, especially after the Spider-Man issue that they're having right now. But this is something that needs to be seriously addressed. So, the one thing though that I have to disagree with them on in this article that they had was that, did I just skip a page? Okay, let's start here. They said, yeah, I actually had the pictures in the wrong order. This one should be read before the other one. Additionally, Weta took facial capture to the next level with Alita Battle Angel, the manga-inspired sci-fi adventure directed by Robert Rodriguez and produced by James Cameron and John Landau. Now, a little bit after that, they said, but the Lion King blockbuster's tactile photorealism will be the one to beat. And I have to disagree with that part right there. Alita, yeah, as somebody else said on the internet, it's a lot harder to do a human being in CG and make it look not just real, but to get past the uncanny valley and to get people to accept it than it is to do something with animals and CG. So while I'm not hating on the Lion King special effects, it can't be held to the same standard that Alita's special effects are, because they were able to take a completely computer generated person and to put them right next to real people and not have you completely check out of the picture, or just not have you just not have your brain reject what you're looking at. So that is an impressive feat, and ideally, a leader would be recognized for that and would get an award for that, because the accomplishments can't really be compared, if you ask me. But let me go to the other pictures. the last shot where we see the full list of front runners that they had. Of course, Avengers Endgame is going to be on the list. You could have easily put Godzilla as the second, but you got to have the Avengers, the MCU movie in there for some. You just got to have it. So at least we see Alita in the top three. That's all we're really concerned about. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share with you all is, well, it was about Robert Rodriguez, and Robert Rodriguez is working on a project for Netflix called We Can Be Heroes. And this was announced a few months ago, and it was important or relevant to us Alita fans because, of course, we want him to direct Alita again. So we have to kind of watch his schedule and see when he's available. And he started filming, I believe the website said he started filming in June. The project began back in, or I guess was first announced back in March, and filming was supposed to begin in June. Yesterday, yesterday or the day before, he was casting more people for the roles. He was casting an actress, I forgot her name. I won't even try to say it. And also Christian Slater. And I think these are just going to be important but smaller roles. The children were already cast, so the filming is pretty much underway. I'm expecting him to be done with this and have plenty of time to start Alita by early next year. That's what I'm hoping for. And I know it seems kind of like I'm brushing this movie aside, but I'm hoping that he'll be done with this and be available to start working on Alita early next year. But the thing about this is that I wanted to share with you is that this sort of just crossed my timeline that some of the children who were in that movie were able to take a tour of the Alita set. And of course, that is basically in Robert Rodriguez's backyard. And we've been joking around for the longest time that he needs to open his not the website. He needs to open the site, open the set up for tours for people. And it looks like that does happen, but maybe we'll just keep the dream alive, and we might actually be invited to something like that one day, or he'll just have us be able to pay to go there or something. I would pay. Depends on how much it costs, of course, but it would be really nice. So this one of the actors, one of the young actors, posted on Twitter that he was getting a special tour of the Alita movie set from our director Robert Rodriguez with my We Can Be Heroes castmates, and this is going to be on Netflix. So you see the Netflix tag there. And another thing that I think is cool about this whole project of his is that Robert Rodriguez is famous for doing the Spy Kids movie, and not just that, but the Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie. And these were very, very low budget, but also very CG intensive movies. And he was able to do that and make a profit off of it. But nowadays, if he was to come out with a movie like that, it probably wouldn't do so well at the theaters. That's why Netflix is actually a pretty good thing to have right now, because he doesn't even have to send it to the movie theaters to compete with the freaking 10 or 12 movies that Disney releases a year. He can just put it out there on Netflix, and it'll probably do a lot better than it would at a movie theater. So that's a cool thing right there. And it's nice to see him go back to those roots. I'm not trying to sound cliche, but his Spy Kids sort of roots. And that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you. Sorry if this went on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but since I'm on this shot, let me give Alita Thornton some recognition here, or Adam Thornton. He was the first person that I saw write letters to go with his DVDs and or the Blu-rays when he was handing them out. I think he would just make one and then just put the Blu-rays down and have whoever take them. But that was the inspiration for me printing out multiple letters and multiple sort of cards or tags or whatever, and handing out the DVDs individually. But yeah, he's still up to that. He's still doing that, and just wanted to give him some props for that. And you have other people out there doing it. I don't want to leave anybody out. So I'm not even going to attempt to try to name everybody who does it. But thanks for all of you who are really pushing these Blu-rays like that. And I do believe that Alita Army is having a big impact on Alita sales. And I refuse to believe that we're not. So that's that. So thank you all for watching, and talk to you later.